Hey beautiful people, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're not new to my channel. So as you can tell by the title, today we are going to be talking about Markell Washington and Livvy Dunne and the drama between them. If you don't know who Markell Washington is, he's a creator on the app who does dancing and is known for his competitive cheer background. He's actually really close friends with Charli D'Amelio, Noah Beck, and something I've actually called him out for in the past was Tony Lopez. He continued to stay friends with Tony Lopez after Tony Lopez was called out for his background. I don't think they're friends anymore, or if they are, they don't really publicize it anymore, but that's something to just keep in mind. Livvy Dunne is a competitive NCAA gymnast for Louisiana State University. Livvy Dunne is 20 years old currently. Markell is 25 currently. This situation happened back when Livvy was 18, so 2 years ago, and Markell was 23, again, 2 years ago. Livvy has been doing gymnastics for a really long time, and this is how the situation happens, according to Markell 2 years ago. And the reason why he told this story was on the BFFS podcast, which is hosted by Josh Richards and Dave Portnoy, and then Brianna Chicken Fry, who comes on there and co-hosts with them sometimes. They talk about drama on the internet. They've talked about beef between people. Josh Richards has talked about his ex Nessa. They just talk about people on the internet. And they had Markell on as a guest. And one of the questions they asked him was, what's the worst first impression or worst interaction that you've had with someone in LA? And Markell said the worst impression, or the only bad first impression he's ever had, was Miss Livvy Dunne. And he knew that Livvy was close friends with Josh, and said, I've only had one interaction with her, and told the story.
The only person I ever didn't have a good encounter with was Miss Livvy Dunne. Oh shit, what happened? We were at Saddle Ranch. I was with my roommate. I reached out and tried to shake her hand. And I said, hi, because I did competitive cheer, so I was a stand for Miss Livvy Dunne. I reached out and tried to shake her hand. I tell you not, sis went like this. Hi, nice to meet you. Wait, roommate, where'd y'all say y'all were going? And I was like, and then he stood up for me though. He was like, oh, come over here, you're not Uber, but we'll talk to you later. Crazy. Hey, Livvy, what's up, Livvy? You give me a word. You want me to hate her?
So basically what happened was they were at Saddle Ranch in LA, and Saddle Ranch is this restaurant that a lot of influencers go to. They were at Saddle Ranch, and Markell was there with his roommate, and Livvy was there with someone else, and he went up to Livvy and said, hi, nice to meet you, because he knew her from gymnastics. He's a competitive cheerleader. He knew that this background would mix, went up and introduced himself. Apparently, in this situation, as he claims, she ignored him and directed her attention to someone else and walked past. Markell's roommate then spoke up and said, hey, we're like leaving, and that's just what happened. It was a first impression. It was a pretty bad first impression, and if I was Markell, I would have been annoyed at that situation too. And I would have had second thoughts. Markell is black and Livvy Dunne is white, so what was the reason why she was ignoring him? But that situation happened. So Markell tells the story on BFF's podcast. Markets it with this clip everywhere, and when they finally reveal it, they're all shocked. In the clip, drama has also happened because of this. Josh kind of is like, no, and says the S word. And Brianna Chicken Fry is shocked, and Dave Portnoy, as always, kind of pushes the buttons and was like, if you want me to hate her, I'll like hate her. So they post this clip, and Livvy Dunne responds on it and says, me, no way. I thought we had a really good interaction. We hugged, and I thought we like had mutual friends. Just kind of shocked with this entire situation. Apparently, I'm going to tell this by how the timeline goes. Livvy then reached out to Markell privately over DMs and apologized for the situation, said that she didn't remember it that way, but she was really sorry, and she was hoping that they could hang out when she came back to LA for opportunities. Again, they're both influencers, so they run in the same circles. It's just how the internet works. And they squashed the beef, as Markell says. Well, Livvy then decided to go live on Instagram. Then Livvy decided to go live on TikTok. And I want to give a little bit of context. So Livvy Dunne is a competitive gymnast, and we are currently in the competition season. So this past week, she had gone to a competition, and a mob of men had arrived at the stadium, a mob of boys. They had harassed her and her teammates. They had to find another exit to take it out. It was really stressful because they were there for Livvy, and it caused security concerns. They had to move people out of the stadium. Like, it was a lot, and it was on a lot of news headlines. So Livvy Dunne had a stressful week. So when she went on live to talk about the situation, she was obviously stressed out the whole scenario, from being an influencer and that she was getting a lot of drama because of this Markell situation. So on this live, she began crying and she began saying that this is not how it happened. She was upset with Josh Richards.
Oh, I want to be all of you. I literally said this, especially to Josh, since he FaceTimed me after. He's like, yeah, like, you would never do something like that. Like, then why would you entertain it like that? I love the BFFS pod. I always go on it. I think it's funny, but I know Brianna. I like her. She's awesome. Dave, he came to LSU. Awesome. But yeah, I don't understand why they're doing this to me or why they would entertain someone talking badly about me on their podcast when I would never do anything to... I would actually never do anything to go out of my way and be mean. There's been people in LA that have been blatantly mean to me, and I still say hi to them whenever I go. I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm not used to like this world where people can make stuff up about you like that. And I like Barstool too, and I don't understand why they would entertain this either. It's been a week of crazy press and like craziness. It started off with the Utah meet, and then people being just, I don't know, it's like ruthless. And I would never, if you saw me at the Utah meet, I tried to say hi to everyone. Like I always try to say hi to everyone. Like,
she was upset with how the situation unfolded, and she really wishes that the beef could be squashed because this is not how she remembered it, and it's so unfair that this is happening to her.
Hate promo? No, I'm literally just talking. It's for views and money, people. It's for clicks. I keep having this cowboy hat on me, but I guess so. Like I don't know. I don't really like know Markell, but when I did meet him, I was like, he's cool. Like I like him. I was online. It was like 11 p.m. My sister and we knew nobody in LA. My sister standing next to me. We both meet him. Great guy. He was very nice to me in person. Obviously, like, he wants some kind of beef with me, which I've never been in beef, so like I don't know what to do besides talk. I know you guys got my back no matter what. So my stress. I just was so upset. I didn't know what to do. But yeah, it's just been a week, and I wanted to let you know if I need any of you, I will gladly give you a hug. And that interaction never happened. Never happened. It's the first time I've ever had a sword twisted on me like this on social media, and there's nothing I can do.
She cried on it. I think it was a lot, but you know, when someone's faced with a stressful situation, sometimes they just respond like this. Well, then Josh made a response and Markell made a response because now Josh was being pulled into it. So Josh made a response both on his live and on TikTok. He still has this video up, but he basically said
this, especially to Josh, since he FaceTimed me after. He's like, yeah, like, you would never.
You got a like on your throat, Livvy? I'm kidding, kinda kidding. I just gotta say how hilarious this is to me that this is an actual problem. This is over hello, guys. This is over a Greek, 2 letters high. That's it. Social media, so let's get into it. First of all, Livvy, don't try to make it sound like I FaceTimed you right after the podcast and started to apologize. Not even close to what happened. Livvy FaceTimed me twice and she liked Markell the first time she met him and that she's so upset. I was like, well, then me personally, I wouldn't take that. Trying to be a little humorous because I think the situation couldn't be serious. Then she told me how she has to compete this week and people are ripping her up in the comments on social media on an interaction that never even happened. So I'm like, damn, I'll be the homie, reach out, make sure you're good, FaceTime her. She's really upset, she's crying. I'm like, damn, sorry, like we don't want that to happen. And I told her if the story isn't true, then you can easily just talk to Markell or I can text him or we can talk about it on the podcast next week and it'll all get figured out. She says thanks, hangs up. I'm like, all right, situation over. Man, was I wrong. She then texts me something along the lines like, don't ever pretend to be my friend again. You've ruined my reputation and everything I've worked so hard. Again, this is over a hello. But at that point I was like, I ain't even gonna entertain this or answer this no more. It's not worth my time. She, an hour later, apologized for the last text. So we're all good now, I think. I think the world's good, but there were a lot of clips online, so I thought I'd just clear this up for everyone. Still don't know what the situation happened or not, but I'm sure Livvy Markell. You did Livvy dirty? No, I did it. No, I really did it. Nicole, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Also, it's a hello. It's a hello. Who cares?
That he didn't FaceTime her. She had texted him after the podcast went live and that she was really upset and this whole situation had happened. And he was like, no, like that really sucks. FaceTimed her and was like, hey, I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. You can either just ignore it, wait till the next news cycle, or you could come on the podcast next week and address it and it'll squash the beef. He wasn't making a huge deal out of it. He thought it was a small thing. And in the video that he posted, he is talking with an accent. I don't know why he's speaking like that. He's never spoken like this before. It's really weird, and it's a weird fact about that apology video that just rubbed me the wrong way. But he basically is like trying to downplay this situation and say that it's not that big of a deal and she just needs to move on. So he's trying to calm her down, but basically also at the same time, it's like, dude, this isn't a big deal. Which in my opinion, I agree. Like, it's not the biggest of deals with internet scandals. I think she just had a lot on her plate and this was like the last push of the week. And so then he also goes on his live and he also clarifies that he did not FaceTime her right after this happened. He did not apologize to her for the situation, that he was just trying to be like a good friend and reach out to her. So after that interaction that they had on FaceTime, she also texted back like, you're ruining my career. Like, I just want to compete. I have a competition this weekend. Like, why would you do this to me? He was like, sorry, that was out of hand. And then went live and said that Josh called her and apologized and that she knew he didn't believe Markell, which wasn't true. Josh said that was all a lie. Then Josh also went on live, and on his live, he was like, this isn't that big of a deal. Livvy Dunne is making a bigger deal out of this than this needs to be. And I did not reach out and apologize. I'm not trying to make her look any worse, but we kind of believe Markell. Markell's roommate also came out and said that Markell was telling the truth, that it was just a bad first impression. And then Markell also went on Snapchat and addressed the situation in multiple Snapchats. He said that he was really tired of the drama surrounding this bit and that it was unfair that this was bouncing back and forth. He just wanted to be squashed because he knew he wasn't lying. He was also receiving multiple death threats from Livvy Dunne's fans that were pulling this out of hand and saying that he was lying. He was there. This is how he claims to see the interaction. She claims to see it the other way. And what he was really frustrated about was that Livvy Dunne had reached out to him privately and apologized, yet she went on live and cried, like he says, like a victim. Which I can understand. Why say one thing privately and then publicly say another thing? And it's the hard thing about the internet.
The one thing I would not necessarily do is try to tear down my character. I worked my ass off to get to where I'm at, and I would not allow anything or anybody to jeopardize that. The thing is, if I say something, I firmly believe in it, and I stand 10 toes behind it, because all I'm speaking is the truth and facts. The thing is, we spoke after the podcast. You DM'd me personally and told me you were sorry about the interaction. You wanted to clear everything up, and you were so sorry that things got misinterpreted. You wanted to be able to meet when you came back telling everything clear. I said the feeling was mutual. You said sorry because everything's been busy with press, competing, and everything, and I sympathize with you. But then you decided to take it upon yourself and post it in your private story. Now, obviously, don't try to deny it, because if I'm bringing it up, you know I saw it. So stop the cap right there, but you try to post your private story and say otherwise what you said in that DM. But I digress. The thing is, you got these boys sending me DMs and death threats, calling me all type of fruitcakes and talking about they gonna handle it in different ways, sending my address of my family house in Georgia and still sending death threats. I just don't take that lightly. And then you got in an uproar saying that I'm coming for you. I never came for you. There's no need to come for you. I just said it was my only bad interaction in LA. And you posted it on your private story, just confirmed what I already had said. And I'm not gonna be the person to post a screenshot. You know what you posted, so when people come for you and be asked for those screenshots, just be prepared to bring those up for it just like you was to put them on your private story. But anyway, just tell your family to stop sending death threats and stop sending my family address.
The drama has not been squashed yet. Livvy Dunne has not talked about it. She does have a competition this weekend though, so we will see how the tables will roll out. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on all my other social media platforms. I will also have linked where I got my sources. TikTok Insiders has a ton of these clips. If you don't follow them, go check them out. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to follow all my other social media. TikTok, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Depop. I love you guys so much.